I welcome my students to the second part of this class, where we discuss United Nations Organization. If you do remember, the first part we stopped at the various organs of the organizations and the functions that they are performing. Inshallah, the second part is going to be commented on the specialized agencies of the organizations and their various functions they are expected to perform. Before I start discussing on the specialized agencies of the UNO, I want us to look at these questions so that it will serve as an introductory focus to this second part of our lesson. The question says, which agent of UNO is advocating for equal opportunity, especially on education, in the world? In the world. Option A, WHO. B, UNICEF. C, UNESCO. D, FAO, that is FAO. Everybody will agree with me that one of the functions of the UNESCO is to see into the equal opportunity, equal educational opportunity in the world. That is, the correct answer to the question is UNESCO. So these are what we are looking at. These specialized agencies and their function that they are performing under the guidance of the body that we are discussing, which is United Nations. I advise all my students in their various places, though we are not physically together here, to pay attention to the class. May Allah make it easy. Specialized agencies of UNO are the bodies established by the organization, that is UNO, to carry out some specific functions, to look into specific matters in the world. Take it again. Specialized agencies of UNO are the bodies established by UNO to look into specific matters in the world. We are taking them one by one and looking at their various functions. The first agent that we are looking at is Food and Agricultural Organization. Food and Agricultural Organization was established in 1945, and the headquarters is located in Rome, that is Italy. The main purpose of establishing these agents is to look into the hunger that is going on, to provide adequate food for the people that need it in the world. So this is the main function. So we are looking at the functions one by one. The first function, as I said it, which is the main function. Don't forget that our logic. If we do have 4 options of the same agent in the option, so that question is telling us to look for the best answer, and the best answer is the main functions performed by the agents, which is to combat, the first one, to combat the hunger in the world. We have some peoples, some countries, especially those that are having problems, wars, that are battling with epidemics, suffering from no adequate food to eat. So this agent is responsible to make provision for them. So that's the first function of the organization. Number 2 is to conserve natural resources such as the lake, the sea. To conserve is to preserve. Through this industrialization, we are tampering with everything, the nature. Just to preserve it, we need to preserve it when we have already tampered with one. So like forestry, we go there, we cut down the trees, then we need to preserve another one. No? So this function is performed by the Food and Agricultural Council. The third function, to provide high level of nutrition and standard of living in the world. So is to make a provision for the nutrition that we are not just to eat, but what are the food that will be essential to our body. Number 4 is to send experts to launch agricultural scheme in the world. So to launch agricultural scheme, the modernized system of agricultural system, so in the world, especially to these less privileged countries. Number 5, to offer technical and scientific advice on soil erosion, use of fertilizer, food storage and preservation, among other things. So they used to give expert technical advice to these people. They offer it to them. They send some experts to them, some material that is useful in that end to these countries. Number 6, to send the starter relief materials include food in affected area. When some countries are affected, with some things, making wars, I've already said it, as we have it in Somalia, so just settled in South Sudan now, so and some other troubled area like Syria, so the refugees there, so they need some help, assistance. So these agents will look into that. So the relief package, in terms of money, food, and some other things. This body is to do research into agricultural products with a view to reintroducing them. So if we discover that some products are fading away, so just to reproduce it, they will just look for the seed to replant it, and all this research work, the modern research work on agriculture. So it's being carried out by this organization. Then the last one that we are looking at is that this body, specialized body, coordinates government and other agencies' activities on development of fishery, agriculture, and something that related. So these are the functions of the FAO. The next agency that we are looking at is United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization, UNESCO. We call it UNESCO. UNESCO is an agent, a specialized agent to promote education in the world. The research, the scientific research, the modern science in the world. So the agent is performing that functions. So these are the other functions that are performed by the body. 1, to promote cooperation in the field of science, education, culture, and other things. So among the member states. So it used to promote the cooperation among the countries. So on science and education. Number 2, to advocate equal rights, especially on educational opportunity. The organization promotes equal rights, equal opportunity, equal educational opportunity. Number 3, to carry out exchange programs in area of research and education. So if we do have some countries that are better in science of that deal with agriculture, then how do we exchange with others So this agent is responsible to that exchange of ideas and scientific knowledge among the countries in the world. Number 4 is to attain quality education and lifelong learning to all. So the education that we are receiving here in Africa is not that qualitative. So how do we attain the qualitative, the quality knowledge, the quality education is one of the responsibility of this organization. The next number is to facilitate cultural diversity and intercultural dialogue among the member states. These are the functions of the UNESCO. Another agent that we are looking at, because we need to make it fast because our time is going. We are still on United Nations organization. We do have other 4 organs, 4 organizations to look at. United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF. UNICEF is one of the agencies of United Nations that's responsible for providing humanitarian and developmental aid to the children in the world. The body was established in 1946 in New York. What are the functions of this body, of this agency? 1, to support efforts of the United Nations to ensure that the children in the world are survived. That is, we have some children that they lack nutrition. So how can they be survived? So this body is looking into it. Number 2, to eliminate mother-children transmission. The children is fully, especially when it is the baby is in the womb, depends fully, completely on the mother. So if mother is having problem of certain thing, how she will not transmit that thing to the children, to the child that she wanted to give birth to. It's like HIV virus and some other things is one of the functions of this body. Number 3, to provide equitable access to quality basic education for children. So our children, they must be educated. The reason why we have all these bodies that are looking into the education of the children. So like universal basic education is one of the functions of this body. At least it is very compulsory to have education, and it must be universal. Everybody in the world, especially the children, must be educated. To prevent, number 4, to prevent children from malnutrition and vulnerable to diseases. That is how to prevent the children from being vulnerable to this epidemic around the world, like COVID-19. I think the agent will be working seriously this time around how to protect our children from being affected by the COVID-19. Now, number 5, to protect the children from the exploitation or any kind of abuse. Like this woman trafficking, the issue of child labor and some other things, especially in this country. So we are battling with it. So we hear in the news today that somebody, flogged and killed the small boy that is working with him, that is working with her. So this agent is to look into this issue, how we are going to prevent all this child abuse in the world. Another agent that we are looking at is the World Health Organization, WHO. WHO was established in 1948 and the headquarters is in Geneva. So the headquarters of the WHO is Geneva. So the present president of the WHO, everybody will see, the guy used to come out from Ethiopia. He used to come out, give us description. He will tell us that the WHO is here to discover any vaccine for the COVID-19. So we must know the name of the present, and it's an assignment for us. So you test it under your student response in our portal. The name of the present chairman, the Director General of WHO, that is responsible for the health in the world, the good health condition. So what are the functions of the WHO? Number one is to coordinate and direct health matter throughout the world. To coordinate and direct health matter. No, that is why it's been functioning now. So it's the one that gives us direct information about the COVID-19. Number two, to control the outbreak of infectious diseases in the world. To prevent, to control. So if the agent is seriously looking for the vaccine, they have already said it. We pray that Allah should send the COVID-19 away. Some scholars are saying it that COVID-19, like other virus, has come to stay. So if it is true that COVID-19 has come to stay, how can we be protected while living in this world? Is one of the functions of the WHO. Number three, to formulate policy to eradicate epidemics and other diseases. The agent is responsible to formulate the policy that will eradicate the COVID-19 away in the country. To check number four is to check the manufacturing and the distribution of the harmful drugs. Drugs are of two kinds: the one that is beneficial to our body and the one that is harmful to our body. So the body that is responsible to prevent, to stop the drug that is giving us problem that is harmful to our health is the WHO. To advise, number five, to advise countries on how they can improve their health services. So these are among the functions of the WHO that they relate with other countries, especially the third world countries, that they do not have good quality health services. So they advise them, they relate with them, and give their support. So to how to improve in their health services. Number six, to provide adequate medical facility and improve the standard of teaching of the health matter. So this agent is responsible for that. Number seven, to assist in the sending of medical personnel to the needy in the country, the needy countries in the world, the needy countries in the world. So this agent used to send experts, various experts, doctors, nurses, health practitioners to some countries that need them. Number eight, to prepare international health statistics for UNO. So we want to know the status, the health status of the people in the world. The statistics is going to be prepared by this organ to the UNO, so that the UNO will look at it and see the health condition of the people in the world. Number nine, to monitor the health situation and addressing health trend. I said it earlier that the Director General of the WHO comes on here every day, tell us the situation of the COVID-19, how it is operating in this country. So what we are here to discuss, to discover what we are doing on it is one of the functions of the to monitor the health situation and addressing health trend. The trend of the COVID-19 is to be monitored by the WHO. Number 10, which is the last point that I will raise here, is to improve the sanitation, housing, nutrition, recreation, and working conditions. So especially of the health practitioner. So these are the functions of the WHO. Then we are moving on to another agent, which is International Labour Organization. International Labour Organization, as one of the agents of the UNO, is responsible to provide decent work and good working conditions for the workers in the world. Is the body that see into the justice of the employees. because the employees in the world, because we are in capitalist world, so they may be exploited by the employers. So the body that see into the condition of the employees, the workers in the world, is International Labour Organization. We call it ILO. The function of ILO, one, to provide world labor statistics. That in the world today we have over 1 million people working, over 1 million people jobless, and some other statistics that related to the labor, to the workers in the world, to end the forced and compulsory labor. The forced and compulsory labor, that is, you must do it. You know, with some Africans, they used to go in America, they go to America, Russia, and this, even in the Arab countries, they used to do some jobs that is not acceptable. So that is forced labor, and after they have done it, they will give them just a little amount of money. So this body is to look into that. Then number 3, to fight any bad act of child labor. So any bad act of child labor, that you are now laboring our children, those that are supposed to be in school, you are now engaging them in some work that is not even acceptable. So this body will look into it. Number 4, to fight unfair discrimination among the workers in the world. Among the workers in the world, they will used to see into it, though they may have the same professional qualification, but these people are from Africa, these people are from Europe, and discriminating against the African one because they think that they are inferior to others. So it is one of the functions of this body to prevent it, to fight it, to eradicate it. Somebody told me that in Germany, if you do not understand the German language, though you are a professional, you are going to do a casual work there. So you must understand the language. I think that one is not that okay. Number 5, to provide technical training for the workers. Technical training. One thing is to go to school and learn something. You do economics in school, you do political science, and you study medicine. But the technical aspect of the work, the practical aspect, so it's one of the function of this body to provide the technical training for the people like that. Number 6, that is going to be the last point, is that to improve working condition of the workers. The working condition of the workers generally, some countries the workers are less paid. The working environment is not that okay. So they are just working, like Yoruba will say. So the body that we look into it is this body that we are looking at. So these are the agents of the specialized agencies of the UNO. The last thing that we are looking at are the achievements of the UNO. Achievement of the UNO. Number 1, UNO succeeded in preventing another outbreak of war. Since 1945, though we might be having some, minor wars, regional wars, and some other things in the world, Cold War, but we don't have this a war that we involve all the countries in the world, that we tag as a world war. So UNO, the first achievement, it prevents the outbreak of another war. It played a crucial role in ending colonialism. So they said that UNO played a crucial role in ending the process of the colonization. Then number 3, it gives support to respect the fundamental human rights of the people in the world. So it's work, in the charter of the UNO. So they have charter of the statements on fundamental human rights that all the countries adopt, and they are implementing it in their various countries. Number 4, it provides aid through specialized agencies to the needy countries. We've already discussed the specialized agencies, so there are various functions. So to the needy country, so it's one of the achievements of this UNO, the body that we are discussing. Number 6 is to assist the economic development of the member states. by giving them through IMF, World Bank, and the likes. Though it's one of the problems that the African is battling with, because it is just to underdevelop some of them. So we are coming to that in our lecture. Number 7, it involves in solving the problem of the refugees in the world. So the refugees, those people that leave their country to another country and settle there because of the war, ongoing war in their home, in their various places. Number 8 is it enhances the status of the labor through international labor organizations. So before these are the achievements. What are the problems? The problem of the United UNO. Number 1, the first problem is that the permanent member of the UNO is becoming dictatorship in the world. The dictatorship of the permanent members of the organization. That is the first problem. We do have some countries like India that are agitating for the expansion of the security member of the UNO. So these few members, majorly from the Europe, they are dominating the world. Number 2, the veto power of America. The veto power of America that usually go against the principle, the resolution of the General Assembly is one of the problems of this UNO. Another problem of the UNO is that the refugees that they said they are taking care of, they are as a result of the war in their various countries. So all this war also emanated from the intervention of some personalities in UNO, like America does in Syria and some other countries. So there are many other problems of this UNO. Inshallah, this is the end of our lesson, and we are inshallah going to discuss another body under international organization. The next body that we are going to discuss is Organization of African Unity. But before then, I want to read out my question to you as you are looking at me. So watching me, you should be noting it so that you provide the answer to me. The first one, describe the composition of General Assembly of the United Nations Organization. The composition, you're supposed to have understood. Number 2, highlight 4 functions of General Assembly. 4 functions of General Assembly. Number 3, state 6 weaknesses of United Nations Organization. So inshallah, the next time we meet, I pray that Allah should protect every one of us against COVID-19 pandemic in the world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.